Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back for another monthly intuitive read. I am like just turning my shit off. Welcome back for another monthly intuitive read. My name is Honest M. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you are not, welcome back. Girl, look at you. Look at you back for another week. What's up? All right, so let's just say these things. If you want to know about me, booking information, all of that information is down below. If you have any questions or if you want me to clarify anything throughout the reading, please make sure you put it in the comment box. If you like this reading or you got anything from it, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. All right. So I do not just use the tarot. I may custom use God in the same sentence. But just work with me. If Charlemagne got a job, it ain't gonna stop me. All right, y'all. Let's get it started. 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Begin. One more time for the guys. One more time for the ancestors. Dear God, ancestors, guardian angels, and beings of light, I come to you today to just say thank you. Now, God, I ask that you think about anybody who may come across this video. I ask that you have their ancestors, their guides, beings of light come through. Know that I am a clear and open vessel. God, I ask that you please give us the information to master our life, God. Please teach us how to be an alchemist, to become the alchemist of our life, God. God, I ask that any messages that you deem worthy for us to hear at this time, that you please deliver them through me and to me. I put myself to the side. I'm a clear and open vessel, beings of light only. In God's name I pray. Ashe. All right, y'all, let's get into it. I'm excited. If you can, if you've been around, you've seen that I completely revamped the channel. So we got some focus. We are all about mastering our life, becoming an alchemist in our life. This is Alchemy 101. Welcome. God, what messages do you have for us? Angel number 214. God, what messages do you have for us at this time? God, what messages do you have for us at this time? Angel number 404. God, what messages do you have for us at this time? All right, y'all. Stay out. So, card that popped out. I think this month is going to be all about expectancy. We have this angel that's opening a gift. I'm excited already. Think about what that may mean for you at this time. Where are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to? What are you looking for God to bless you for? What manifestations are you looking for coming about? If you're thinking about changing your life, you have to have a clear goal, a clear picture in mind. That's why it's important for you to, that's why it's not enough to, well, that's why it's important to do these vision boards, because you need to have a visual or some type of like a goal or a mindset for you to go for. That's why God told us, what is your offering? Now that we know what our offering is, how are we asking God? What are we expecting God to help us? Have we asked God to help us in some type of way? So think about what expectancy may mean for you at this time. Under the contributing factor to expectancy is abundance, and it's like this angel raining down fruit. So abundance. Where abundance. What do abundance mean for you? Where are you looking for God? Again, the same thing about this blessing and this expectancy. Where are you looking for God to bless you in your life? Where are you looking for more abundance to come into your life? I feel like God is telling us to expect abundance. If we have been doing these changes, if we have been making this peace of mind, God is saying that now you should expect good things. Now it's time. Now that we have that peace of mind, now that we know that the things that have happened in the past, now that we know what our offering is, now that we have come up with a plan for ourselves, God is saying to be in the spirit of expectancy, to express abundance. So, where do you feel abundance in your life? What does abundance mean for you at this time? Another contributing factor is resilience, and it's like this angel bouncing back and forth. So again, God is saying expectancy. Know that everything, know that now that you've done this and you just decided that I'm going to change my life, know that it's not going to be just this, road of milk and honey. Yes, we are expecting abundance. Yes, we are expecting good things to come for us. But just like a video game, as we keep going up new levels, as we expect one manifestation to come, we got to know that we're going to inherit an entire new set of problems. So as we go on these levels, is not about us feeling good. Angel number 514. It's not about us feeling good and everything working out is so great for us. It is about being resilient. And when you do hit those roadblocks, or you do hit those moments that remind you of your past, are you able to bounce back? Are you able to be like, you know what? Oh, this is a moment. This is an opportunity for me. Oh, this is still a soft spot for me. This is something that I need to move through. But think about what resilience may mean for you at this time. And then the last thing is beauty. I love this. Expectancy, abundance, resilience, and beauty. God is saying, see the beauty in your life. See how God has already blessed you. That's how you bring the abundance in. That's how you bring all of these things about. It's not about it's not about you just getting the good thing or getting this one manifestation and then it's not about that. That's why we have these that's why we have these lottery winners who they get this money, they spend it for a year or so and then the next year they're broke. It's not about that. That's why we're not doing get rich quick schemes. Like that's not what we want. We don't want the temporary fix. We want the life-changing, everlasting fix. And God is saying the way that you get that, the way that you get the abundance, the way that all of these things start coming in your life, how you truly manifest things is that you see the beauty in your situation where you are right now. So many people feel like, and I was just reading a conversation with a guy. So many people feel like they have to leave a situation when it gets challenging. If you guys, I just started doing some quick 10 minutes how to make it through the week motivational ones, and I talked about it in there. So many times we have challenges in our life, and we think that this challenge comes because we did something wrong, or this is God trying to detour us, or that means that we need to leave. But 9 times out of 10, we meet these challenges. That's why people marriages don't work. That 48% of the marriages don't work. And as you keep going to the next partner, your likelihood of you having a successful marriage decrease. I mean, yeah, decrease because what happens is you're running away from the problem. So each time you get that, you leave that party, you think, oh, that person crazy, and then you go to the next guy, and then the same thing happened. And what normally happens, you just say, oh, that guy is crazy, instead of doing the self reflection and being like, you know what? What's going on with me? Like, why am I meeting these guys? Where do I need to do the work? So that's what God is saying is that we have to, when these challenges come in our life, we have to stick it out. We have to do it 10 toes down. I was saying, and I want to say the water sign reading and whoever else reading I was doing. I realized that why I have been so stuck in my job and things have not changed in my life is because I have been so focused on the job and I have been so focused about how chaotic the system is, and I've been taking this righteous approach about showing them like, oh, this is wrong and this is wrong and this is your system, and just magnifying negativity. But I have to say to myself, like, every challenge is presented to show us who we really are. And I had to ask myself, like, damn, Am, like, if you truly believe all this stuff you're saying, if you truly believe that you are a co-creator, then you have to know that you're bringing this situation about in your life. You have to know that you're contributing to this. So how can you get yourself out of it? And I realized, oh, I can get myself out of it if I stop focusing on it, by putting my attention elsewhere. Best thing that could have ever happened during this pandemic is that I'm able to work from home. Now I don't even have to go into the office and fake the phone. I told myself what was happening is I was working with my email screen up. So every time an email would come in, I would stop what I was doing and answer the email and get irritated and then respond to people, be really snappy. And I'm irritated and then something else will happen. And then I'll send it to my coworker. And I was just realizing that I was putting all this energy into it. And it's like, if I turned that off, I said, I'm just every morning, I'm going to set my to-do list. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to set times that I'm going to answer my email. I'm going to set myself up for success. For the month of May, I'm calling this Manifest in May. I said for the month of May, but if you're not watching this in May, it still applies for you. So manifest it whatever month this is. For me, I said for the month of May, this is going to be the month that I truly, truly put all of these practices, all these principles that I've been preaching to the test. This month, I'm putting my focus only on where I'm going, only on where I'm heading. When things are frustrated, I'm going to be resilient. I'm going to bounce back and I'm going to find another way to approach it differently. I'm not going to keep feeding that flame. I'm going to see the beauty in the situation, because what I realize is that this job situation is coming about because God wants me to master it. He wants, there's something here, there's a skill here that I need to master. So that's how we have to approach all situations, and know that when these challenges come about, they're there because there's something that we need to master in our life. There's a level or something, we, all the things here are just for us to make it better. The world is nothing but our mirror. So when these challenges come about, it's only to enhance us and level us up to go to the next level. The last card that came out is vision. Underlying all of this is, that's what God is saying. This is about this is, now that we have our mind in order. What did we say? We said that creation happens in three parts. Three parts. Why am I getting so country lately? I don't know where this is coming from. Hold on. So we said that creation happens in three parts. Three parts. First, it happens in our mind. So last month we talked all about getting peace. The last video, we talked all about getting peace of mind. So now that we have peace of mind, God is saying now we're trying to talk getting our actions in orders, getting our words in line with our minds. And so the first thing that you do, you see what you say. So I feel like what God is saying is that we need to get our vision and get our focus in order, so that we are saying the right things, so that we're putting our attention into the right things. So what God is saying is that you need to be acting in a spirit, in a manner of expectancy. Now that you know that you have an offering with God, now that you know that what you're doing, you need to know that everything that is coming up in your life is for you to have that thing. Like, everything is setting you up for the win. You lose your job, or if you lose, I mean, everything is setting you up for the win. You have to be resilient. You have to know that everything is leading you to abundance. So see the beauty in the situation, no matter how crazy it is. See the beauty of the situation. But as always, don't take my word for it. I want you to, after this video, take a couple of minutes, angel number 1206, and I want you to think about, what does expectancy, what is abundance, what is resilience, beauty, and vision mean for you at this time. Angel number 1215. All right, so for expectancy, our overall reading is about appreciation and love are identical vibrations. So let's read this. Appreciation and love are identical. This is actually a new card for me, so we're learning together. 1304. Appreciation and love. That's why it's called Mastering Life with Him. Come on, God. He's so good. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations. Appreciation is the vibration of alignment with who you are. Appreciation is the absence of everything that feels bad and the presence of everything that feels good. When you focus upon what you want, when you tell the story of how you want your life to be, you will come closer and closer to the vicinity of appreciation. And when you reach it, it will pull you towards all the things you consider to be good in a very powerful way. So I love this. Angel number 1344. So that's the spirit of expectancy. So now that we've defined ourselves, now that we know that we're doing, we know that that everything that is happening in our life is aligned, is drawing us closer and closer to where we want to go. That's why it's so important for you to have peace of mind, because now that you have this peace of mind, you have to expect and know that God is going to start giving you intuitive nudges. He's going to start saying, hey, you should go here. Hey, you should do this. Hey, you should take up this class. Hey, you should reach out to this person. But you can't be so, you can't, you have to listen. You have to go on that journey. That's why it's a journey. You have to know that you changing your life, this is not going to be, it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to be a get rich scheme. I literally, I'm recording this video at my 10-year anniversary of college. Right before I did this video, I did my therapy session, and I just realized I was just like, damn, like 10 years ago today, I was 10 years ago today, I was lost. I was heading in, I felt trapped. I was heading in a direction that I did not want to be in. I was coming off of heartache and kind of feeling like I don't know if I even believe in love anymore. I was just I was hoping for things that I had no idea how to get there. I had no hobbies, no, like it's just I was addicted to weed. Like it was just like I'm just like a totally different person. And I say that to say that be- it took 10 years. 10 years. And I don't want you to be like, oh my God, it's going to take 10 years for me to change my life. That's the thing. The time is going to pass anyway. You don't want to enroll into this class because you're 34. But guess what? You going to be the 4 years that you will be in that class, grinding it out, getting the qualifications. Those 4 years are going to pass anyway. So you may as well spend it doing it what you love. It's never too late. If anything, people talk about Bravo, Angel number 418. People talk about Bravo, but every show on Bravo show you it's never too late. From Housewives, from Real Housewives, from the Housewives franchise, from Top Chef to Project Runway. There was this woman who was 50 years old and she had a whole career, like a 25-year career in corporate America, and she quit her job to go to fashion school, and then she was just on Project Runway, and she was just not on Project Runway. She was able to become one of the finalists and was able to show her line at New York Fashion Week. Do you think that woman ever, but you have to know that once you tell God, hey, I want to make a change, hey, I want to do something different. When you say this is what I want to do, once you do that work, you have to have a vision, you have to know where you're going, and then after that, you have to know everything is going to lead you to where you're going. Let me tell y'all something. I want to be an actress. Since I was a little girl, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be in movies. I wanted to I wanted to see myself in a big screen. I wanted to see that. Since I was a little girl, I wanted that. And now I know you may asking yourself, like, well, why are you writing? I don't know why I'm writing. Why am I doing tarot reading? I don't know why I'm doing tarot reading. But guess what? I know that it's going to lead me where I ultimately want to be. And lately, I've been like, you know what? I not only want to be an actor, I want to be a director. I want to make movies. I want to write screenplays. Like now my vision is so much bigger. But back 10 years ago, all I wanted to do was be an actress. All I wanted to do was just see my name in lights. That's all I wanted to do was see myself on the big screen. But the am today, 10 years later, I no longer just want to see my name in lights. I want to see my story on the big screen. I want to show my story. I want to tell my story. I want to highlight my city. I want to celebrate my city. I want to celebrate my people. Like my dreams and my vision is so much bigger than what it was 10 years ago. And I would have never even thought that way if I didn't have that journey. So don't look at me saying my life is so different because it took me 10 years and say, oh my God, those was 10 years wasted or you were wasting time. No, my vision is so much clearer now because of the journey that I had for those 10 years. So what I'm saying to you is that now that angel number 53, now that I'm saying to you is that now that you have made this pact to yourself and to God, and you decided that you're going to walk this walk out, now you need to expect and listen to those nudges that are coming to you. You have to know that everything that you need to be doing is should be in alignment with who you really are. You need to be talking in such a way. What was we saying? Three creations. What was I saying? Three creations. You need to be talking in a way that you are highlighting your life and not taking yourself away. Remember that I was telling you guys, I was going around complaining, telling people I hate this job. I don't like just complaining to my coworker, talking about how chaotic it was, creating more and more. And we're so powerful. We're so powerful that guess what? It's just gonna keep coming to me. But now that I know the power of my words, now I'm gonna be like, It said, I was just reading the conversation in God. They say that, people say that, people suffer in silence. And it's not that you suffer in silence. It's just that a true master know the power of their words. The true master know the power of their intention and where they're putting their energy. So it's like, now that I know how powerful I am, now I know, oh, I'm creating this. Oh, so now I'm trying to create something else. Now I need to move differently. Now I need to act differently. Now I need to speak differently. And that's what God is asking for you. And once you do that, now I'm starting to, you guys, we're doing this together. So maybe next video I'll be able to tell you something else. But now that I know that, now my thoughts, now my thoughts are right. I know how to get my mind right. I know how to get peace of mind. I know that when I get frustrated, I know that when I'm feeling aggravated, I'm going to do yoga. For me, it's physical yoga. For me, it's reading. For me, it's writing. For you, it may be something else. For you, it may be doing reading. For you, it may be playing a video game. For you, it may be coloring. For you, it may be cooking. But we have to find our yoga, and that's the thing that brings us back in center, the thing that gives us that peace of mind. So now that I know how to do that, now that I know how to bring my thoughts in order, now I know where I'm going. Now I need to start moving and speaking in that way. And watch how my life changed. Watch the abundance flow into my life. Now I'm gonna stop speaking. Let me get some more cards out here. For abundance, it says achieving success is my natural birthright. Achieving success is my natural birthright. That's how we gotta walk out here. That's how we gotta handle ourselves. Angel number 2120. We've done the work. Once we drop that baggage, once we left that stuff behind, once we realize, fuck the white gaze, we not about to live our life like that. Once we take ownership and say that my story is valuable, I am worthy of success, I am worthy of love, we know that success is our birthright. I'm gonna read this because it's just that powerful. And I never put it again. That's how I know that God is saying, okay, we're elevating, we're moving to the next level. So now we got our mind together. Now we're trying to get our words and our thoughts together. And then now we're trying to get our words together and our vision together. You are meant to succeed, and failure should feel bad to you. So let's just stop right there. So you guys, you're wondering why you feel so bad. You're wondering why you're so depressed, because you're so far away from who you truly are. You're moving so counterintuitive to who you are. Your soul is like, I don't know her. You're so upset. You're so inside. You're so like, and things are not going right because your body is like struggle. Your soul is like struggle. I don't know her. Abundance is my birthright. Success is my birthright. You're moving. I don't like how you're moving, honey. That's how your soul is pretty much like. I don't like this here. So the reason why you're feeling this way is because it's trying to trigger stuff. The best thing that can happen is that you feel bad. The problem with society and the problem with, church and every year, whatever the fuck, even sometimes with this stuff on YouTube is that they say positive vibes only focus on the positive, da 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 da, and then we're lying to ourselves. And then so when we feel bad, we just we put on some happy drugs and we're just dancing, and it's like we're not dealing with the shit that we got to deal with. So it's like it's not about lying to yourself. What you resist persists. So you can, and we all done it. You've done it before. You know that you caused yourself drinking because you ain't want to think about that nigga no more. And then you was on your 10th drink and now you calling him, texting him and being like, who the fuck you think you is? We all been there. What you resist persists. So if you are feeling bad, look at it. Ask yourself, why am I feeling bad? What is going on? But I'm gonna keep going. You are meant to succeed, and failure should feel bad to you. Life is supposed to go well for you. And when it does not, there's something wrong. But what is wrong is not something that is outside of your control over which you. Okay. But what is wrong is not something that is outside of you over which you have no control. What is wrong is within you, and you do have control. And taking control is not difficult to do once you understand the basis of who you are. At all times, ask yourself who you are. And I be like, I'm a motherfucking goddess. I'm a motherfucking goddess. That's why I had to ask myself. Okay, let me finish. The basis of the law of attraction and the value of your personal emotional guidance system. So again, this is saying we don't run from feelings. We talk to feelings. We need to know our feelings. Emotions are our friends. Emotions are our friends. We need our emotions because our emotions are giving us information, energy, emotion. But this, who you really are. So, my work example. So, I had to realize that I was getting very, very frustrated at my job. There was one point where I was doing this video and I damn near was like trying to stop myself from saying I quit. But then I had to realize that I was giving these people all the control. And what was really happening was it was really my pride because these people were talking to me crazy. And I was just like, why the fuck these people talking to me and they don't know how I am and they don't know how smart I am and this all of these things. But once I realized that that was really me giving them the power, and I realized, like, who am I? I am a goddess. Do I give a fuck about this job? No, I do not. Do I care that do I want these people to see my value? Sure, I want them to see my value, but I'm still a goddess regardless of if they acknowledge or not. I'm still smart regardless of if they acknowledge or not. I still know what the fuck I'm doing regardless of if they want to acknowledge or not. And it shows in my reviews. I mean, I just want you to know that I still do my job because I'm just excellent. When you do what you do in one area is what you do in all areas. So I'm just an excellent motherfucker. And if they can't see that, then that's on them. But when I glow up later, or when they see it, they gonna see it, and that's gonna be on them, and then they gonna feel shitty, and they gonna feel stupid because guess who ain't coming to say hi at your company party? She ain't. So I say all that to say is that you gotta stop giving your power away to these people, even like proving yourself. I was listening to a Tyler Perry and T.I. podcast, and I'm gonna put that in our homework because I want all of us to listen to that. And Tyler was just like, stop trying to prove yourself. That's the problem. I was don't get me started. That is the problem with us, even as a black society. We're begging for the Grammys, we're begging for the Academy, we're begging for all these people to see us instead of just being like, you know what, fuck y'all, we gonna do our own thing. That's why Kanye said that. Next time I leave, we all go. Because that's how we need to start moving. And that's how Tyler's saying, I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all. I'm going to tell the stories that I'm going to tell. I'm going to keep my ownership. Y'all can call it what y'all want to call it, but I'm going to the bank. And that's how we all have to be. We all have to stop trying to prove ourselves and overextend ourselves. And you have to, no, okay, cool. Cool. Keep sleeping on me. Keep talking to me like that. And guess how it's going to come? Because guess what? The first shall be last. They gonna need me before I did, and then you have to start looking at it. Like we say this when niggas leave, we say it all the time. Oh, he gonna need me. He gonna need me before I need him. We need to start looking at these jobs. They gonna need me before I need them. See, the thing with these companies and the things with some of these pink people, as my mama love to call them, is they think this job is real life. They take these titles and they think that shit can go out in the street, but that job is just that job. You still a person at the end of the day. See, they are putting all of their hopes and their dreams and their aspirations and their value is all into the job. But I realize who the fuck I am, who I really am. And I don't give a fuck about that job. I'm more than that job. When I walk out on the street, people actually know my name. And people are gonna actually know my name. Nobody's ever gonna know who you are down at this company. So that's how we gotta start moving. We gotta start realizing, like, stop trying to get people to understand us, to prove us, to get us. If they don't get it, they don't get it. And move on. Our energy, shout out to Miriam. Our energy is our currency. Let's move on because I don't want to. I'm almost 30 minutes in. Resilience. Welcome to planet Earth. You are here to seek joy. If you if we were talking to you on your first day here, we will say, welcome to planet Earth. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. And you are here. Your lifetime career is to seek joy. As you think thoughts that feel good to you, you will be in harmony with who you really are. Remember, that's our core. Who are we? Who are you at the end of the day? That's what you got to ask yourself. That's the centering thought this month. And in doing so, you will utilize your profound freedom. Seek joy first, and all the growth that you could ever imagine will come joyously and abundantly to you. I love how God tied that in. That's the resilience. We feel bad. Okay, I'm not here to feel bad. That's letting you know God said you're not here for struggle. You're not here to feel bad. And I also feel like God is saying that expect, now that you know that you have done this thing and you're moving on this way, this is your indicator whenever you need to know if you're moving the right way. If you're unsure which way you're going, if you feel bad, you're going the wrong way. Everything. You are here for joy. So when you're feeling the opposite of that, it's a challenge, it's something that there's a question that you should be asking yourself. God is also saying is that the reason why it's so important for you to have this spirit of expectancy, now that you have your peace of mind, now you have to know that God is working in your favor. You have to know that abundance is your birthright. You have to know that you're here for joy. That's how you have to expect that's how your mind, that's the shift that you have to make in your mind. We have to drop that struggle mentality. That's why I love that Big Shine line. Being broke ain't a blessing, it's a choice. Because it really is, it's a mindset. And this world, this society, America has conditioned us to be a broke ass people. And we ain't that for real. That's why that's why I don't, oh my God, I keep saying this line, but that's why that line, that Bun B line, that's why these youngins want shining things, because yo, God, who you are on the inside, it only know abundance, it only know good stuff. So that's why you want it. That's why you yearn it. That's why you're watching this video, because it's something inside of you that wants it, that's yearning for it, that's trying to get it to you. You have to know that this world, the lie that the church has told us is that we have to work and we have to be this great person in order to get into heaven, in order to be God's chosen one. And that's not the case. They lied to us. They did that because they wanted for us to be a slave to them. They wanted to control us. So they told us that we had to be this perfect person in order to be blessed by God. So that's why you feel guilty whenever you're doing stuff. But you have to realize God is not judging you. God don't give a he don't give he don't. And I know it sounds crazy for you to say that. And you can look at the world and you can see that's how they it's a matrix. You can look at the world and see that's why the world is the way it is, because God, you guys are looking for God to save you, and God is like, I created you though. Save yourself. I created you though. You ever looking like, God, what's going on? God help me. He like, I created you. Help. Do it. The only God that you need to be answering to is the God on the inside of you. The only person that you should be judging is yourself. Guys, I smoke weed. And for a very long time, I judged myself for it. I would smoke, get high, and be like, damn, I shouldn't be high. Meanwhile, I can afford it. Meanwhile, I'm productive. Meanwhile, my shit is taken care of. It's not like I'm all these things that they say a weed head is. But because I was putting myself up at society standards, I was judging myself and putting that energy, that discord within myself. God's not judging me. God don't care that I'm getting high. He like, okay, that makes you feel good. So that's why it's very important for you. That's how you get resilient. So when you're feeling bad, you have to ask yourself, like, am I moving in bad? Am I moving in my old way? Am I moving right? Like something. This is a challenge. Why am I feeling this way? What do I want? For beauty, we have my every story is attracting its vibrational match. Every thought you think is vibrating at the very personal frequency. And by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn. The thought is now attracting another thought that is its vibrational match. And now those thoughts combined are vibrating at a frequency that is higher than the thought that came before. And that now, by the law of attraction, attracts another thought and another. Eventually, that thought will be powerful enough to attract a real life situation or manifestation. It's so funny because this is actually how we got Corona. Because how many times have we said, oh my God, this world is crazy. This world is going insane. This world is going to end. This world isn't like, how many times have you thought that? I know I've thought it 1,000 times. And what has happened is that one after other, all of us, all of our thoughts collected together and it collected and collected until it manifests this virus into the world. And so now the world is crazy. Now the world does look like it's going insane. Now let's put this on a personal level. I'm at my job and I'm constantly thinking thoughts of this place is chaotic. This place does not respect me. So then an email come in of a manager talking to me crazy. And so that quickly, remember I said this place is chaotic, this place doesn't respect me. So now there go that physical manifestation of that the manager, confirming the thought that I just thought. So now my mind is like, okay, the universe like, okay, so you thought that, so now I got you that, bam, check it off. So now I got that email. So now I read that email, I'm pissed off, and I go and forward that email to a friend and I show her, look how these people, look how crazy that is. And so now she takes that. So now the thought that I'm feeling right now, I go and I add that energy and I take it to her. And she take my energy and she envelops that and she think about all the times that they have been chaotic and disrespectful to her. And so now she adds on and say, yeah, girl, you're right. They are like that. So now that thought that I think now is magnified until now she has a situation. So you see, like now she got a thing, something that happened to her, and then it keeps going on and on and on. So what God is saying right here, instead of even thinking, instead of even focusing our attention on that, we're focusing on what we do want. We're focusing on the abundance. We're focusing on a success being our birthright. We're focusing on when we feel bad, we're pivoting and turning our attention to where we do want to go and not where we're coming from. The last card at the bottom to go with vision is I am becoming more aware about my feelings of money. Guys, we were just talking about that before. Many people protest when we explain the power of telling the stories of their finances as they want it to be rather than as it is, because they believe that they should be factual about what is happening. But if you continue to look at lack for what is and speak of what is, you will find that you will not find the improvement that you want. If you want to affect substantial change in your life experience, you must think thoughts that feel different as you think them. Feel different. It's about feeling. All of this is about feeling. So it's not about you. If for you, so say for example, let's keep going with the work. So if for you, and actually I think it was these two cards go together because we also have my attention to unwanted attracts more unwanted. That's about your vision. So if you're focused on the lack, if you're focused on the things that you don't want, all you're going to do is just keep magnifying it and bringing more and more of that to your life. So that's why God is saying it's important now that we know, now that we have that peace of mind, now that we have that peace of mind is even more important because okay, let's talk about manifestation real quick. Manifestation happens. Let's think about how do we get our thoughts out to the universe? This is how we get our thoughts out to the universe. So think about the universe as I was telling you before. We're all in one. We're all in sync. So just think about we're all in sync. We're all one body. So let me not do the one body. We're all in this pond. Let's do that for example. We're all in a pond. And so since we're in a pond, right, that means like we're all in a pond and some of us are rotating like this and we're all just in this thing and everybody is just moving all types of ways. But when we come into meditation or when we come into peace of mind, we're able to like kind of just slow our mind down, slow our little pod down and start getting into the rhythm of with the universe. Now, when you slow your mind down and you're getting to that meditative state or you do that thing that give you yoga, now you're at the place where you can give your request to the universe. That means God can hear you a little bit more clearly. Amber, you losing me. Break it back. So here it goes. Say if you're on a pond, right? If you're on a pond and if you are trying to get something or say something to somebody on a pond and the pond is like this, how is the person gonna hear you? You're gonna be like, huh, what, huh? The waves are splashing, you can't hear over it. It's too much going on. But if the pond is nice and smooth, think about a pebble. If you throw a pebble into a chaotic thing, you're probably not even gonna see where that pebble gonna go, right? But if it's a nice, calm lake and you throw that pebble out there, you're able to see it ripple out. That's the same thing that is happening to your thoughts, to your manifestations. So that's why God is saying, now that you're in this peace of mind, the things that you are bringing to you, you're magnifying to you that much more quicker. So you can't, that's why it's so important for you to not focus on the chaotic. And that's why I realized that my job, I realized I was telling my coworker, like, it's getting worse. And it was getting worse because I was getting more and more powerful. And as more as I kept saying, this is chaotic, it was like the job had to keep rising to the occasion of the chaotic that I was projecting in my mind. So now that I know how powerful I am, and the power of my thoughts, is like, now it's time to switch that. Now it's time to think about something else. This is the same thing that this card is saying. So now it's not enough. Say for example, it's not enough for me to say, oh, this job is helping me for this job is helping me for that. It was because I was still having those feelings of when those people were talking to me crazy. I was getting aggravated and it was just like fucking up my day. So that's why I implemented that change of, shut the email down. I'm only checking my email a certain number of days. That way, I mean, at a certain time of day. So that way I know I'm prepared. I know, okay, I'm about to come in here. Let me put my guard on. I did some yoga, I did, I'm feeling good. So it's like, just set yourself up for success is all what I'm pretty much trying to say, is that if it's not enough for you to talk yourself out this situation or talk yourself up from this situation, then start physically putting things in place. That's why people always say, "Oh, I started my day off with some daily motivation, or I journal, or I do this, or I say affirmations." It's just because they're like setting the tone for your day. So that's what God is also saying, is like, now that we have the peace of mind, now that we know that we're going, now every day you need to be doing something that gets your mind focused on where you're heading, like getting you focused. Yeah, just be very focused. All right. 4152. I mean, angel number 4142. I'm gonna stop talking because I just said all of it and I ain't got no cards, no tarot out here. No tarot. But that was good though. I hope y'all got that, because that was just, it was a lot, but good lot. All right. All right, so now we're just gonna clarify. I'm like all over these cards. All right, so for expectancy. All right. Yes, I like this. The Knight of Cups came out. So the Knight of Cups is like this guy, he's been on this journey and now he's kind of like taking this pause, and it's kind of like he's like, God, shout out to you. That's where God is asking us to go. Remember, our card was our appreciation and love is a similar, our identical vibration. So that means that we have to start looking at our life, looking at our journey, and just seeing the love in it, seeing the appreciation from it, seeing how it made us become the person that we are today. And that's how the person that we are today, and that's how we get our ultimate wish fulfillment. That's how we're able to see, that's how we're even able to get to the end of the road. I feel like this message that I'm also getting is that for some of you guys, angel number 4343, you just have to take a pause. Like, you haven't even realized how far you have come. You've just been working, working, working. You've been so focused on one area of your life that you haven't even realized like how far you have come. And once you realize how far you've come, you'll realize like how much God had blessed you already, and you know that He's just going to keep blessing you, and that you're what you are waiting for is just around the corner. The next card that came out for abundance was Seven of Staff. And Seven of Staff, I feel like this guy, he's kind of on the defense a little bit. As you see, like all of those other wands are um they're yellow, so like let's think about solar plex, people standing in their power, and then he's kind of holding this red one, so like grounding down, like he's using his belief in himself to kind of guard himself. And I feel like what God is saying is that you kind of need to, like, for some of you guys, the defense needs to kind of come down. You know, you're not fighting for a victory. You're not fighting for this. You're not it's not an uphill battle. You're not beating anybody from there. There's no competition. There's no shortages of time. Like, you are the magician. Like, you and that's why this abundance card came out under achieving success is my natural birthright. So that's why God is saying what this reading is kind of about is like this complete mindset shift that needs to happen. Now we're moving in expectancy. Now we're moving as though success is our birthright. When you know that you got something, when you know that you're about to move, you don't rush. You don't do it. You know, like with Jay-Z, let's just use Jay and Beyonce for example. They know who they are. They're not, I'm sure when Jay put out songs, he's not like, oh my God, are they gonna get it? Are they gonna understand me? No, he just put the shit out. Beyonce, she trusts her nudges, she trusts her insights and her instincts because she knows who she is. She knows that success is my birthright, abundance is my birthright. I've been me staying true to myself and sticking to my story, and my honesty and my vulnerability have paid off so far. So it's going to keep paying off for me. So I feel like what God is saying is that you don't have to, like I was telling y'all before about this Tyler Perry, you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to be defensive. Success is your birthright. Right now, it's not even like people say you got to change your life or you need, it ain't even about you changing your life. Like, it's really you remembering who you are. It's just like it's like you're peeling back the layers of all this bullshit that society has put on you. So you just need to move in the spirit of it's yours. You don't have to be defensive. You don't have to rush. You don't have to feel like you're running out of time. It's yours. Abundance is your birthright, your natural birthright, by the way. Under resilience is justice. Welcome to planet Earth. I'm here to seek joy. I feel like when I'm seeing, I seen this for some reason. I thought about our ancestors. Like, immediately, I thought about our ancestors. We know that this justice card is all about, weighing the pros and cons, knowing that everybody is going to get its just due. So whatever you put out, you're going to put back into it. That's why God is saying you have to realize that we are a resilient people. Like, we have, at 400 years, our people have been enslaved. God is like, enough is enough. Like, you may feel like, oh, but if I leave this, then I gotta struggle some more. No, the struggle was you just realizing how powerful you are. You don't have to struggle no more. That's why God is saying, now that you realize what you're offering, now that you got your peace of mind, now just know that everything is setting you up for the win. Everything is setting you up for the win. Y'all, I have been in situations where I literally, I was in, I was associated with the program where I was a mentor. I was surrounded by people 2 days a week, 200 kids, almost 40 something adults. I was one of the leaders. We were going on spring break trips. We were going, we were having dinners and having drinks, and these people were supposed to be my family, and I got sick and I lost that family. I got sick and I saw the reality of that situation. And then, all of a sudden, I'm not around people. I am by myself. But I can look at that and I can say, "Whoa, God, why did you make me go through that? And now I'm so alone." But guess what? The best thing that could have happened was for me to realize that these people are not really who they say they are now. Because if I would have kept being there, I would have been one of those people that would have just been pouring money. Like, I was giving myself. I was so focused on building up somebody else's dream that I wasn't even pouring into my own dream. So the best thing that could have happened was for me to be hospitalized, for me to see the truth of that organization, for me to see the truth of that person I call my mentor, for me to see the truth that, oh, these people are really not for me, for me to see that, oh my God, I was really setting my life up on this superficial shit. Oh my God, the reason why I was doing that was because I have this, I was raised by a narcissist. Oh my God, my father was an alcoholic and emotionally absent all of my life. Oh my God, no wonder I feel lonely. No wonder it's so hard for me to connect to other women. No wonder it's hard for me to make proper discernment because I've always been taught that my thoughts and my opinions are not valid. Oh, now it all makes sense. Now the journey makes sense. Now I appreciate the journey. Now I know how all of it happens to make me who I am today. Now I know. Now I know. And because of your resilience and because of your reward, because of your resilience and because of our ancestors' resilience, because of all that, you have to know abundance is yours. You have to know that you are worthy. You have to know that your crown is already bought and paid for. Whatever you are trying to do, that book you are trying to write, that movie you're trying to produce, that all of whatever. Stop doing it from this place of, oh, people see me. Oh, please, people see me. Please, people understand me. Fuck that. The people who are going to see you, the people who are going to understand you, the person who's going to elevate you, the person who are going to invest in you, your true mentor is going to come because you've done it. You're worthy of it. You have to know that in your mind, though. Angel number 5150, 5101, under beauty. And also, I just want you guys to know that what God is saying is that the struggle is done, the limitations is done. You guys are going to have more because of our ancestors, because of how much they have suffered, because of the injustices that have gone on in in this country. We're about to move. It's overflow. The first shall be last. All you have to do, and it's going to happen fast. So you may not even have to do that 10 years, but you're going to at least have to do the mental work. Like it's not going to just happen by you just hoping and wishing. You have to do the mental work. So just for you guys that want to do a shortcut, it's not going to happen that way. You still have to do the work. But for you guys that are worried that, oh, you're not going to get it, oh, or oh, I'm going to struggle, God is like, the struggle have already happened. All you got to do is just expect that more is going to come. For beauty, under my every story is attracting its vibrational match is the Queen of Cups, but we have the Queen of Cups reverse. The Queen of Cups upright is a woman who is total fulfillment. She's in touch with her emotions. She's in touch with the spiritual side. She's in touch with her masculine side, her feminine. Like this woman is just balanced. She's balanced. She's grounded. She know who she is. She know who she is. This is like the energy of like Toni Morrison, of Toni Morrison, and who else was I just thinking about? Dr. Maya Angelou. Like these are these women who they just know they don't have to be anything. They don't have to rush. There's no time. They can do whatever they want because they know that their crown is bought and paid for. They've done that cycle. They know that everything is coming. They know that their every vibrational match. They know that their every story is a vibrational match. So that's why they're grounded in their feelings, they're grounded in their emotions, they listen to their intuition. But for some of you guys, you're not doing that. And that's because you're not seeing the beauty in your situation. Some of you guys still are like, you know, it's like resentment, pent up aggression, still playing the victim, still saying what these people have done to you and how they haven't helped you and how nobody gets you. Like, let all of that go. Like, yeah, I'm lonely too, y'all. I want friends too. But it's going to happen in due time. You have to know that everything that you are wanting is going to come. God doesn't take anything from you that he does not plan to replace. So what God is asking and what I'm asking is that you find the appreciation in your life. You find the appreciation in your journey. You listen to your intuition. You listen to the nudges. You can't say that you want to make a change, and then when you start getting these ideas and these things to get changed, get nervous. No. You can't say you want to get a change, and then all of a sudden your best friend start acting funny, or you and your boyfriend break up. You can't say that because you told God you want to make a change. So don't get scared when stuff start getting rocky because you said you wanted to make a change. Okay. Underneath this is vision. Some of you guys are refusing. This is Two of Swords. Some of you guys are refusing to see the situation. You're refusing to make a decision. You're refusing to see the truth of the situation. You're refusing to look at your journey for what it really was. Not only your journey, but even looking at your life for what it really is. So you lie to yourself. You tell yourself it's better than what it is. Lying to yourself is not going to get you anywhere. You have to be honest about what you're seeing. I have to be honest about, oh, I am creating this situation. Once you realize who you really are and who you really are the co-creator, you and God are working together. Once you realize that you are a baby God, that you are God, once you realize that about yourself, then you have to see the truth of all your situations. So if you look at the truth of your situations and it's something that you don't want or it's not where you want to be, then be honest about it and ask yourself, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? I'm going to say this again. The best thing that can happen for you is for you to know what you don't want. Now that you know what you don't want, you can focus on what you do want. Also, I want some of you guys that you're so focused on other people and worried about them, or for you guys that have kids and you're just like, I can't possibly take my attention off of them. I can't possibly focus on them. That's the problem in the Black community. So many of our grandmothers, so many of our mothers have sacrificed their self, sacrificed their happiness because they were giving from empty cups. But how much, how, I just ask yourself, like, you don't even have to talk about all of the Black community, but just look at yourself. Like, if your mom was, think about your childhood. Was your mom happy in your childhood? Was your mom doing something that she loved? And if your mom was doing something that she loved, how did that make you feel? How did that make you move? You may not even be watching this video. But I feel like for a lot of us that we can't say that because our mom wasn't doing what she loved. We saw our moms in struggle. We saw our moms crying. We saw our moms living paycheck to paycheck. We just saw a lot of poverty. We saw our mom sacrificing and overgiving, and then we thought that that's what we're, as a woman, that's what we're supposed to do, that's our role, is to be a doormat to men, women, and whoever the fuck else want to be. But that's not the case. You are worthy. Your dreams are worthy. So many of our mothers were talented and smart and just allowed their hopes and dreams to go away to be a mom and a wife. And for a moment, that's what we were supposed to do. But what ended up happening? What happened when we decided that the woman hopes and dream was not necessary and we had to elevate the man because they've been beat down so much in slavery? So let me not say anything. Let me just elevate him. Let me just make him feel so manly. How has that worked out for us? It hasn't worked out well because on one hand, we feel like the guys ain't shit and they ain't gonna do nothing. And then on the other hand, we feel like they too soft. So it's like, it doesn't work that way. The only way that we're going to elevate the community, the only way that we're going to elevate our race is by seeing each other as equal, seeing our men as equal, seeing our kids as people and not as us trying to baby them and over nurture them and overprotect them. Your role as a parent is to guide them, not dictate. No, we need to move away from that. Your child is its own person. Your child cannot be your greatest achievement because that's possessive. That can't be your greatest achievement. Try again. That's God. That's God's. You can't take credit for God work. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna get another card. I'm gonna get on out of here. It is not your role to make others happy. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people thrive or get sick enough to help sick people get well. You can only uplift from your position of strength, clarity, and alignment. By you making yourself better, especially if you are a woman and you are a mother, by you taking the time to, you know, really to learn yourself, to do the journey, understanding your past, understanding why you react the way that you react to things, understanding your limiting beliefs, understanding, why you don't believe in abundance. You doing all of that work, you weighing the pros and cons within yourself, that's going to help your child. You taking that time out to really truly go and live the life of your dream, that is going to help your child, because your child is going to see a fully realized person, a full human being. And then you're going to heal, you're healing. You're not only healing yourself, you're healing your inner child, you're healing your past self, you're healing for your ancestors, because none of this stuff is just us. This stuff is passed down to us. Angel number 4955. This stuff is passed down to us and put in our DNA. And so, unfortunately, it's been put on us to dig through it, but we got the time. Hence Corona. So, guys, that is what our message is about this month. It's all about us just, making that mindset shift and like being in this place of expecting abundance and like letting go of the struggle, letting go of the lack, and like seeing the truth in our situation. Like, you have to really face yourself and take off the blindfold and ask yourself, like, am I looking at this situation, am I seeing the truth in this situation? All right, God, what's the final message? What's the final message for us this month? Final message for us this month. So I'm gonna do this a little differently. All right. Ooh. So underneath this is the healer. So this is the energy that is this is something that I want you guys to think about, like a mindset or something that you should think about. It's kind of like this is gonna be your centering. Like, think about this as your like centering thought, I guess. The healer. So if you select the healer, you are too far. If you have selected the healer, you are far too absorbed in what you do in life. We were talking about that. You are mission driven. Your way of pushing in life drains your energy. This draining and pushing is an escape from other parts of your life. What was we just saying? Some of you guys are refusing to look at the truth of your situation. What and who are you avoiding? What are the true intention of your missions? Are you realistic about your capabilities? So, guys, in order for you to truly make this change, like, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to really say, am I doing this right? I decided to let go of Honestly Sis. I was working on Honestly Sis for 2 years. I have articles, I have people that have come on board. I still got stuff that I was supposed to do, but I had to look at that and be like, you know what? What am I really doing this for? Like, what is my true intention for this mission? And I had to realize that I was doing it because I wanted people to see me doing things. I didn't want to just focus on my book. Like, I wanted to show people how amazing I am, and it eventually ended up taking away from my book. So I also had to be realistic about my capabilities, and I realized that no matter how much I love Honestly Sis, right now, the only writing that I can be doing is two things: for my morning pages, is for my book. Like, it doesn't matter how any way I slice it. Honestly, Sis take way too much time. So I had to ask myself and be like, okay, so what can I do? What's another way for me to still have that creative outlet? And I was able to find that here in the YouTube channel. So maybe some of you guys need to also do some options, do some do some options, do some review, kind of weigh your pros and cons and figure out, like, are you going about things in the best way? Like, be real with yourself. That's all I can say. You have to be real with yourself. You're not going to make true change lying to yourself. And I had to realize, like, I was really doing it for all the wrong reasons. Like, I was doing it to be seen. I was doing it because I kept hoping somebody would save me. I kept hoping, this is why I was really doing it. I kept hoping that somebody would read my work and become so moved that they forward it to like Jay-Z or Beyonce or Oprah, and then they read it and be like, oh my God, I gotta find this girl. Magical thinking. We gotta stop thinking about, we gotta stop trying to be saved. That energy, it pollutes us, and And it takes away from everything that we're trying to go, because again, it's an unwanted thought. We're saying that we're not whole, that something within us needs to be rescued. And that's not the truth. That's not the truth of who I am. I don't need nobody to rescue. I don't need nobody to discover me. I'm going to do this on my own. I got God on my side. And that's how we all got to be. We got to be willing to take these risks, be willing to pivot, be willing to say, oh, I put my energy in the wrong thing. It doesn't matter how long you've been there. You may have been in a relationship and you felt committed to it, and y'all done got married and y'all been together for 10 years. But if it doesn't feel good, if it's not helping you, enhancing your life, or is keeping you in this place, then you got to be willing to let it go. The Sojourner. You open your hearts and minds. You open the hearts and minds of others. On the waking path, zeal. On the sleeping path, resistance and illness. A sojourner on the waking path represents courage and the capacity to speak out. You guard against harm. As a sojourner, you are willing to say what must be said. Your voice must be heard. You are rarely silent. You are mostly in situations where you can share your beliefs. People may see you as a social activist or a crusader, even though you are not in search for such recognition. You strongly believe that nothing great or worthy is gained without a struggle. If it were not for the warnings of sojourners, many harmful things would still be in place in our world. Your waking path is to be zealous or eager to keep in touch with the world around you. Your awareness or knowledge is cultivated by your efforts to participate fully in the wrongs in life. In struggle, you show the most courage when you confront limitations and illusions. You have a moral dilemma when you do not apply your beliefs to your own life. You have to be careful not to show up as a martyr. On the sleeping path, your belief systems may lead you into conflict at times. People often feel you are imposing your beliefs, your values and beliefs. You become a know-it-all to them. They feel you expect more out of them than what they can give, than what they want to give. You can get stuck in your own truth and reality, even though your spiritual path is to awaken the hearts and minds of those seeking your guidance. Your ideals can push you out on the fringe and into struggle. So, on the sleeping path, you can be under heavy confrontation and controversy. You may be constantly in the line of fire. You may find yourself in a continuous pattern of rejection, weighing down your spirit, possibly causing physical and slash or mental illness. Resistance becomes a theme in your life as your values and beliefs are challenged. For your own way of being comes off the hinges. Excuse me. For your own well-being, come off of the fringes of life and find a comfortable place in the world. Which internal battles can you let go of so you can attend to some of your personal conflicts? Let go of needing to constantly explain who you are and what you believe. I'm going to say that again. What external battles can you let go of so you can attend to some of your personal conflicts? Let go of needing to constantly explain who you are and what you believe. Who you are is valid. What you believe is valid as anyone else believes. Have reverence for your difference, which will give you an opening to allow others their reality. You are better heard and understood when you share your values without expecting change or without imposing your thinking. Sojourners are the keepers of the dream of being fully liberated. We need you alive and well. Oh my God, y'all. That is your reading. I feel like for some of you guys, as I was kind of saying earlier in the reading, maybe you have rubbed people the wrong way. It's remember, it's all about how you say. It's not about what you say. It's about how you say things. It's about how you go about doing things. It's about what you expect to come from them. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You are valid in who you are. So this month, whenever you are feeling as though you are not valid or you're feeling the need to defend yourself, I want you to remind yourself of this thought. I open the hearts and minds of others. So whenever you find yourself being challenged by somebody, maybe you may find somebody like challenged by somebody, or you may find yourself being isolated. Just know that you open the hearts and minds of others. I'm also going to give you this other one. I don't want to say that challenged. If you find yourself in a situation where people are not understanding you or people don't get what you are trying to sell, do not take that as you're doing something wrong or try to prove it. You don't have to prove it to anybody. Know that your crown is bought and paid for. But know that people may not be ready for it because you open the hearts and minds of others. So maybe they're just not on that level yet. So don't allow, that's why you got to stay internal. Stop looking externally to find your validation. And the last thing I want you to think about, whenever you feel the need to, play a certain role or cater to certain people, I want you to say this to yourself. I am connected to the elements of life. You are never lonely. You don't have to overextend yourself to feel valid because you are connected to the elements of life. You are already validated in who you are. It's your natural birthright. You are here for joy. So let's not do anything that takes you from that. All right, guys. That is our monthly collective read. That is how we're going to master this thing called life. As always, let me know what is your biggest takeaways. If you want me to explain something, if you have some information that you want to give to me, put that on and down below. If you're interested in the reading, all that stuff is in the description box below. And also, if you got anything from this, give us a thumbs up. All right, guys, I love you. See you next month, or see you in the next element or this weekly read. Guys, we're going to be seeing a lot of each other. See you soon.